A man found a stack of love letters from 100 years ago hidden inside a newly bought antique desk.
Dearest, it is after midnight and I am at last free to speak to you.
At the same time, a girl named Isa had just returned home. As usual, she sat at her desk and opened a secret compartment. But to her shock, her letters were gone. She never imagined that her secret was being read at that very moment by John 100 years in the future. Through the letters, John learned that Isa was a noblewoman. Her father was forcing her to marry a man she didn't love. But Isa longed for true love. Yet women in that era had no say in their marriages. So she poured her heart into letter after letter, writing to an imaginary soulmate who might not even exist. John was moved by Isa's words. The next day, he told his mother about it. He didn't expect her to believe him.
H.G. Wells believed in time travel, and Einstein thought that time was just another dimension. You know, some people believe that souls can travel through time.
But she brought out a box of her old stamps and handed him a bottle of century-old ink, telling him to write back. There was a post office in the north part of the city, built in the early 1900s, and it still operated 24 hours a day.
Do you think this is going to work?
Wouldn't it be awesome if it did?
That night, John really sat down and wrote a reply to Isa. Then he drove to the post office his mother mentioned. He found the old mailbox and dropped the letter in, though he hoped for a miracle. He wasn't sure anything would happen. But the next morning, a letter was indeed delivered to a maid back in Isa's time. When Isa went upstairs to rest, she opened the letter that had arrived earlier that day. The unfamiliar handwriting and strange words sent a wave of panic through her. She rushed to her desk, opened the secret compartment, and realized her cherished letters were gone. Meanwhile, John was casually watching a game when the desk made a strange noise. He opened it again, and to his shock, there was a reply. John opened the letter in disbelief.
Sir, I received your astonishing letter today and am amazed by your audacity. Who are you? And how could you know there was something in my secret place to be stolen?
Without hesitation, he wrote back to Isa, telling her everything, from finding the desk to sending the first letter.
I try to imagine how all of this could have happened. The only explanation I can come up with is that for some reason the connection between us is so strong that we're able to talk to each other across the chasm of time.
Isa was just as stunned. She never imagined she'd be communicating with someone from a century in the future. From that day on, they wrote to each other almost every day. Isa asked John many questions, especially, had he ever experienced a love that was wild and deep?
Are you worried that since you told me of your engagement, I will think you a scoundrel for professing tender feelings for me?
I'm worried about those tender feelings in the first place.
The next day, John actually showed up at the house he mentioned in her letter.